Hey, we are live. Got Frank Crinite on with me right now. What's up, dude?
What is up, brother? Actually, what is not up right now, right? In a world of craziness. I love it.
How's this work? Whoa.
There you go. You're good. You are good.
Dude, so
I just got notified that Ken Walls is live.
you got notifications on.
Ken Walls is live.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, man, I got you.
That's awesome. So we are live. I just sent a text message to someone. So you and I were talking on the phone earlier. Hey, Scott Simons is watching. What's up, Scott?
Scott,
Jonathan
my boy.
Bolton, Robert Kite. So, dude, we were talking earlier about just the state of things and people that are being affected.
Actually, you were talking. I was listening.
You chimed in. Don't even. So you, but you know, you made a statement. And I was like, that's true, dude. You're right. And you said we should do a live stream about it. I said, let's do it.
So I just basically said that no matter what happens, the world could come crashing down. A comet could hit the earth. COVID-19, 20, 21, 22, 23, all the way through COVID 100 could happen every single year. And as long as you know how to sell yourself, you will always be able to have income. You will always be okay. There will always be another product because it has nothing to do about the product. It has to do with you being able to help other people, be able to assist somebody else. That is what sales is to me, anyway. And as long as you're able to sell, there's always going to be something that needs to be sold. Doesn't matter, what it is, what product it is, what manufacturer, if you're in the car business, what training course that it is, whatever that you're doing, real estate, or you're selling yourself, you're marketing yourself, you're branding yourself, you're selling, you are your own product. So as long as you're able to sell, this is nothing that you can learn for the most part, in a book, in a classroom. You have it, or you develop it or you don't. So if you're somebody that's able to sell, I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't stress. I wouldn't wait about the government to come and help you. Find out a way right now that you can actually start your own business right now, right? What better time in the world than right now to start your own business? Everybody's always saying, I don't have enough time. I wish I had enough time to do this or start this business, start this, what are the MLM companies or whatever it is, right? If you're not doing it now, it wasn't that you didn't have enough time. It's that you're too freaking lazy, right? You don't have the balls, you don't have the gumption, and you're lazy. Just admit it to yourself. All right. Stop lying and telling yourself you didn't have enough time, because if it's right now, you have the freaking time. Okay.
Yes.
I made the time to do things that I didn't want to do when I'm working, 50, 60 hours a week, sometimes at my regular job, doing sales training after and before and during my regular job, right?
Yeah.
Helping be a part of a major charity that we're growing right now. Still being, able to be there for my family and having my own time.
Yep.
So if I can do it then and you can't do it now, it's not time. It's yourself. You're lazy. I'm sorry. I'm going to call you out on it. You're lazy. All right. And that's really what it comes down to.
I totally agree with you. And I think that, look, it's going to piss people off, and that's okay.
I don't because it's not like I'm not here to have enough friends. I'm good.
Right. So, here's the thing, man. A lot of people, and I mean, like we said, when we were talking about some, and my face is not this red. My camera hates me here lately. It's my lighting or something. But anyway,
we won't let people know that you were outside of your house and getting sun.
On the beach.
Don't worry about it.
Look,
it's okay.
I'm on the beach.
I know you are.
I'm on the beach. But I mean, dude, hey, first off, let's shout out Shaka Dyson, Joe Ingram,
Shaka,
Champion. Come on with it. So we got Joe Ingram, we got Kelly Combs, Manny is in the house, Robert Kite. So what's up? Thank you to everybody who shared this out. That's freaking awesome. Y'all rock. I saw that my buddy Glenn Moorshower was on here. I don't know if he's watching or not, but hey, Glenn. So look, we were talking about, somebody just said I need sunscreen. So we were talking about some of the people though that don't sell, that may even work with you. Yeah, Joe said it's my shirt. He's right. It's the dang shirt causing it. That don't sell, they work with you, and I mean they're hurting, right?
Who's hurting?
I don't know.
I mean, listen, yeah, I mean, it's going to hurt if you didn't have enough money to save up for, 2 weeks of anything happening. There should be a wake up call to you, and I'm not trying to belittle anybody or tell anybody, hey, you should have X number of dollars saved, but you should, right?
Right.
Because what if something not pandemic happened? What if something just happened in your family, right? That you couldn't be at work every day. Right. So to me, I mean, listen, somebody will say, well, they were dealt a bad hand of cards. Well, to me, that's not really it, right? You weren't dealt a bad hand of cards. You're using that as your excuse. So, if you're working, instead of buying that next, whatever it is, $60 video game or, $1,500 watch or, the things that you want and desire, worry about the things that you need first. I mean, I've been living below my means my whole life, right? And not because I had to, because I wanted to. I want different streams of revenue coming in. I want to invest my money. I don't want somebody else to tell me what my time is worth, what my hours actually worth to anybody. So, I'm not worried that, I might not have a job for, a place to go, one of my jobs for 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, right? There's a lot of opportunity right now. Yep. You're noticing in your business, you told me you had a spike in your business, over the last 2-3 weeks, right? Because people are home, they're realizing how important, that marketing actually is, that online marketing actually is. And right now is the single greatest time in the history of the world.
It's true.
Ready? Bold statements.
It's true.
To ever get in front of anybody, to ever, get a hold of somebody, right? So in all sales, what's the hardest thing to ever do? Is get somebody on the phone, right?
Yep.
Not now. People are diving. The families are running to pick up the phone. Somebody's calling. Who is it? I need somebody to talk to. Get me out of this freaking house.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're getting me away from, what's going on. We don't love our families, right? But we need a little bit of something else. So right now is the single greatest time to actually reach out to your client base, your customer base, people that you want to proactively prospect to, right? Just because the governor said, Frank, you can't sell cars right now, doesn't mean that Frank Crinite shuts down, right? I've been sitting there blocking off time for the past week, every single day, anywhere from 4 to 8 hours, and going through and making sure that I'm reaching out to all my clients, customers, family, friends, not just to try to sell them something, right? To make sure that they know that I'm here for them. If they had any questions about what they need to do to defer their car payments, have any questions about what they need to do. Some people were saying I'm dropping my insurance. I heard a couple people on Facebook telling people they could drop their car insurance. Absolutely never drop your car insurance, just because you're not driving the car right now. That's just one of the dumbest things. Call your insurance agent, have a conversation maybe about changing your policy or modifying your policy, but you would never want to drop your insurance when you go back and get insurance, and then you're starting over like you're a 16-year-old kid driver again, right? So, there's a lot of theories and a lot of things I keep saying on Facebook, and I'm not a keyboard warrior, so I'm not going to sit there and argue with people and try to get them to see my perspective on things, because you just never get anywhere, because everybody, has such a strong, their perspective on what it is, and that's the only way it's going to be. But that's why there's professionals out there. That's why there's accountants. That's why there's insurance agents. That's why there's doctors, lawyers, right? You don't just jump on Facebook and ask, everybody legal advice. You're going to get 60 different answers. Which one of them do you go with? The most convincing one, or the one that's actually telling you the truth? Most of the time, it's the most convincing one. That's not always the right, the right legal advice. So just be careful right now. Everybody seems to be an expert on everything right now because everybody has so much time and wants to give their opinion. And bravo for wanting to give your opinion. I appreciate that. That's what Facebook's all about, sharing opinions. But on important stuff like this, you just got to be careful. There's a lot of insurance professionals, sales professionals, doctors that I can get a hold of if I had a question. I can actually go in and text my doctor, right? He's a family friend, right? Just like my clients can actually text me. I've been friends with my clients. I've been giving out my cell phone number for 18 to 20 years that I've been in the car business. So how powerful is that when you can get a hold of a professional you need and just text somebody, right? So that's what's going to separate.
I just want to ask you a quick question. Is that a Timex you're wearing?
No. Don't start with me. Please don't.
Come on, show us your Casio watch.
Stop. So this watch is very important to me. So I bought this watch the day, and I'm not saying this to make anybody feel bad for me, but I bought this the day that I found out that I was 100% cancer free. I've always wanted a Rolex, and the second that I always put it off, so I don't have enough money just to go get a Rolex and spend that much money. It never made sense to me, but I always wanted it. It was a desire, So the day that I found out that I was cancer free and I was doing fine financially, I went out and bought that watch for myself. And
I love dude, I love it. You're too humble about it. If I had that Rolex, I'd be like, hey, how's everybody doing today? It's Ken Walls.
You wouldn't be my buddy, I can tell you that. You'd be a D bag. You'd go in the big D bag column of my people who I know and would avoid at all costs if you ever acted like that. I can't stand people like that, man. It's just it drives me nuts. And not saying don't listen, if you're successful and you want to go have nice stuff and you want to drive around in Ferraris or do whatever you want to do, more power to you, man. Like I love that. But to be a D-bag about it would be not my cup of tea.
Totally agree. Totally
Absolutely.
Agree. So right now if you don't know how to sell and you're not really, really effective at communicating with other human beings, right now is a really good time to learn that skill or improve it.
Well, listen, I'm gonna give everybody a big wake up call here. Okay. The cavalry is not coming. All right. It's not. Everybody's waiting for somebody to come bail them out. All right. This is the mindset that everybody has. They're watching the freaking news all day, waiting for our president to come up with some plan. All right. Everybody's like, oh, he's going to come up with a plan. He's going to come up with a plan. You need to come up with your own freaking plan. All right. And my plan is to work on my mindset every day by doing trainings every single day, be training people and also getting trained myself, right? I go through, I'm taking your course right now. It's helping me more with my social marketing, helping me a lot with a lot of the Facebook stuff. I just ordered a green screen, so I have to sit here with this goofy wall behind me, right? I can sit on a beach or, sit in, whoever's living room if I want. So, the little things that, I know that I should be doing, but need to be, forward in my thinking. So, I'm doing a lot of training right now. I work on my mindset every day. I'm focusing on my attitude, focusing on my health, right? You can't control how you feel, right? I wrote this the other day, little quote on Facebook. You can't control how you feel. All right. You can pump yourself up all you want, but you can control your actions, right? So my actions aren't sit around on the couch all day to the point that my back hurts, watching the freaking news and worrying about that the sky is falling. Well, guess what? I've been through things like this before. And 2008, when everything collapsed, what I was doing was, and I didn't even know I was doing this, right? I was just doing it as a young, salesperson, just this hustle, just hungry that I was going to, sell more cars than everybody else. I was pressing into the market. I was going out to pizza shops, going out to bartenders, hairdressers, body shops, service shops, insurance companies, insurance agents, getting my name out there, working reciprocal business with them, putting myself out there in the community, shaking hands, kissing babies like I was, running for office every single day while the rest of the world was worrying about interest rates and their house values and everything else. I didn't care about any of that stuff. I was, just super, super hungry and pressing into the market at 30 years old, feeling myself. And by the end of that, I came out on top. When the dealerships were all retracting, my business was growing 20 to 30% over 2008, 2009, 2010. So at the end of that long cycle, I exploded, right? That's when my car sales went from like 40 some average a month to 50, 60, 70 to the 100 I'm at now, because I just kept pressing into the market. I leaned into it. I didn't turn around and run when everybody else was crying that the world was dying, right? I see an opportunity. At that point, people needed to lower their car payments. The manufacturers all came out with these great programs. So I sat there and tried to figure out, what can I do to help everybody, right? Well, everybody was worried about what their values was, what their car values was, what their house values was. Well, I was just there to help, right? I was there to be a guiding force, give them the right information, not just give them information because, I read it out of some book. At that point, I had a lot of tenure at the dealership, right? I was, 10 years into my career. I knew what I was doing ish, but I knew what I was doing to give some advice out to everybody. And that's what I did. And at the end of it, I came out on top. And that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm pressing in to the market, right? I'm reinventing my sales training courses and everything right now so that I can press them all in for everybody, right? At rather than running, rather than taking money off the table, rather than pulling marketing, rather than not doing these Facebook lives, rather than not blocking off time every single day, proactively prospect, email, text message, instant message, phone call. Imagine that. People will answer this thing. It's called a phone. I know it does a lot of other things, right? A lot of other things, but people actually will answer. And I promise you right now, if you can't get a hold of your customers, your clients, your friends, or your family now, they never wanted to talk to you anyway. I'm sorry, I'm going to break the news to you, right? You're just not important to them because right now, anybody who calls, I want to talk to. I don't care who it is, right? It's just, hey, I got a phone call. Let's talk to somebody, right?
And I want to, look, I said. And I'm just going to put it out there. The last couple of days, you and I've been going back and forth, me on your dealership website, looking at a couple of things. I mean, we're working a deal for me getting 2 new cars from you, man. And
I have 25 to 30 cars lined up right now.
And how much do you think I care if I test drive that car? And because I don't like, let's just figure it out, work it out and ship me over a couple of cars. So but people don't.
Here's why everybody says that you have to test drive the car. Okay?
Why?
Everybody says you have to, because the old school managers want to slow down the customer. Okay. They'll tell salespeople, hold on, get control, and go slow down the process. Did you take that customer on a test drive? No, that customer watched 1,452 minutes of that car on YouTube. They know all about it. They're out there licking the paint, the key. I don't need to do that to add value, right? But it's not even their fault. That's the way that they were taught, they were trained, right? To slow down the process. Go get control of your customer. Well, you know what, Mr. Manager, it's not my selling process, all right? It's the customer's buying process. Now more than ever, this is the most important thing on the face of the planet, is to be able to adapt to what the customer's needs are. The greatest thing about what I've been doing for the past decade is I don't have to change my processes. My processes have been the same for a decade now, right? So I've been taking all the customers' information over the phone, credit applications online, delivering the cars to the customers if I had to at that point. So, I don't have to do much adapting to be able to, change my sales process to what the customer is going to want now and moving forward. And that's what I'm trying to get across to everybody. If you've already been doing what everybody wants, giving them the Netflix, be able to sit on there and binge watch 12 shows at a time rather than, the cable that you have to show up. Cable wants to control you, right? Because they want to control what? Advertising, right? Because that's where they get their money. That's where they get their dollars. That's where they make their hundreds of millions and billions of dollars. So they have a show that's on once a week, right? At a certain time slot. And that's how they sell the advertising. They say that show at 9 o'clock does so much business, right? So that time slot to advertise, for Tide or Smartwood or whatever it is, costs more money at 9 p.m. than it does at 2:30 in the afternoon, right? Because they want to control what we do and when we do it. Well, Netflix changed the game on that, right? Now you have all these other streaming companies popping up, Disney Plus, Hulu, you name it, right? Because that's the way things that the consumer wants it done. So if you're trying to control the customer, no matter what product it is, and slow down the process, I hope more dealerships around me are doing that. Because right now, when I'm pressing into the market and they're all stopped, right? It's like a race, right? And most of these dealerships are on the sideline right now. And Frank, and I'm not fast, but I am, in sales, I'm just lapping everybody right now, lapping you. So by the time you jump back in the race and get ready to go, warmed up, I already have my runner's high, man. I'm already gone.
And you have, and I know this because you're one of my best friends in the world. We talk all the time. You have like a ridiculous amount of people literally lined up waiting for the delivery of their car right now.
I have, I think, close to, I wouldn't say 30 yet, but in the past couple of days, I've taken cars off the market for everybody, because here's what's going to happen.
Yep.
I've been through this before. This isn't the first time that I've been through an epidemic like this. 9/11, the housing crash, the tsunami that hit Japan. There's a couple events that have happened that have basically stopped the car business, stopped manufacturing. And, so what happens, all these great deals are out there in the beginning. So you could take advantage of, lowering your payments, some ridiculous leases that they have out right now. And that's what I've been getting a hold of all my customers, clients, friends, families. Say, listen, I want you poised to be able to take advantage of us, take advantage of the manufacturers. Because to me, I don't care. I don't get paid commission. I get paid to sell cars. I get bonuses. So the more cars that I can sell and the more people that I can help, I don't care if I have to give away a car to help somebody in their situation, lower their payment $100 a month right now, give them a check back for their equity, $3,000. I gave somebody the other day $4,400 and no car payments for 90 days before we had to stop doing business for a little while. That's what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to do that and take care of the customer, because what's going to happen, that supply, Honda shut down, Toyota shut down, GM's making, ventilators, like all these companies are shutting down. That's going to screw up production, which is going to screw up supply, which there's the old adage, everybody knows, supply and demand. There's going to be a huge pent up demand.
Yeah.
Used cars, all the auctions are basically shut except for some virtual auctions. People are not trading their cars in because they're pushing their payments off 60 or 90 days. It's going to create a huge shortage, right? So if it's not me, you're not local to me, get a hold of your local sales professional, whoever it is, right? And if you don't need somebody from across the country, let me know. I can recommend you to somebody I know is a sales professional in your area that'll be able to give you the right advice. Take advantage of it now. Don't wait, because all these programs, Cash for Clunkers, all these things that came out towards the end, the dealerships were winning because there was no supply. They were charging stickers, sometimes sticker with an addendum plus on top of it. So you want to take advantage of the programs now, not wait till the supply dwindles down.
Yep. Dump your old shtick and adapt. I agree 1000% with Esther. So I think just like you just said something though that I'm like, okay, is this I'm wondering if gas, for example, has gone way down. I mean, way down. So you're saying that that's not going to happen with the auto industry.
No, gas is something totally different. Gas is controlled by, the Saudi Arabians and how they want to do things. And, there's a lot of different things that go on with gas. An automobile is always going to be worth what it's going to be worth, right? Right now, you're not so much focused on what the actual automobile is. It's what deal that you can get from the manufacturer. Right now, I mean, Honda's giving you $1,000 if you had a Honda before, $500 if you're a first responder, $500 if you're an RN or a nurse or anybody in the medical field, $500 if you're a college grad, $500 if you're in the military or retire from the military. Special money factors on leases that are like almost 0%, right? You can lease a Honda Pilot right now, loaded to the gills with no money down for like $3-something a month plus tax. Like,
wow,
that's a $40-some thousand car, right? That just a couple months ago was $150, in some cases $200 more a month. Like, these are programs that you should jump on. And like I said, it's not just me. Like, this is you're national, right?
Yeah.
If there's somebody around you, I'm telling you not to drive business to myself. I'm telling you to do this, to take advantage of what programs are out that can help you, right? I see GM, some of these pickup trucks. If you have a business right now, and you needed a 2,500, to me, I would just go buy a brand new one at 0% at 84 months and depreciate it over my business, and just take that on, rather than sometimes these business loans you're going to get are sometimes in the 4 or 5% range, so that's like free money to a business that would need a heavy duty pickup truck like that. To me, I'd buy as many cars from my fleet if I had a landscaping company or I had a construction company. I would cash in all my trucks and get as many of them as I possibly could at that point.
Wow.
Free money.
So right now's the time. Right now.
Now, and in the coming weeks are going to be the time, right? So as soon as business opens back up, there's going to be a lot of pent up. I mean, I already have, like I said, 25, 30. I'm just going to keep prospecting, lining everybody up, right? If when we open up, the deals get better, they get to take advantage of that, right? But they're already locked into what they have now. It's not going to get any worse. It could get better. If they do, we're going to make sure they take advantage of that. Also, so reach out to your sales professional, local sales professional. Same thing, mortgage business, right? If you think about refinancing your house, I know things are kind of tight right now, with home values and what they're doing, but they're still making loans. I'm still watching my friends online doing closings, so loans are still happening. Reach out to these people. Reach out to your insurance agent. Don't just call your car company to stop your defer your payments. I seen one of my friends here, my local mortgage guys, was doing a live on your mortgage, right? He said people are telling them that they're putting their mortgage in forbearance. You would never really want to do that unless it was the absolute last possible thing that you had that you could do to spare dollars. If you can make your mortgage payment, make your mortgage payment, right? Yeah. Because a lot of these mortgage companies are not reading the fine print. They're saying, yeah, we'll defer your payments for 90 days, but at day 91, you owe 3 months plus your month that's due, right? And if not, they can put you in foreclosure or charge you all those late fees. So make sure you're reading the fine print. And if you don't understand it, reach out to a sales professional. Hopefully you have a relationship like some of my, all my clients have with me, and they can reach out to me, text message, instant message me. So if you have a mortgage guy or somebody you trust in real estate or your realtor, make sure you reach out to them before you do anything, that's going to put you behind the 8 ball. Just because a question sounds stupid, it's not, right? You don't do this every day. I do. I tell people. So any questions you have, or if you don't understand something, don't just sit there and yes somebody on the phone to death on the mortgage company just because they say, hey, we'll stop your payments for a month. Don't just yes them to death. If you don't know the questions to ask, make sure you reach out to a professional and ask them, before you do anything, to make sure it is the right thing for you to do.
So if you were, and I'm like, I have a lot of people that watch me that are not in car sales, right? That are just in life.
There's other things besides car sales.
I know, right? But so if you were just somebody, a server at a restaurant, and obviously you're not a server at a restaurant right now, and haven't been for a couple of weeks. I mean, what would you say to them, man? Like, there are people that have never owned their own business that don't know, they're used to making tips and living night by night. Some people just off the tip.
I'm watching bartenders on Zoom. Okay, log in and have virtual. All right, virtual. Basically sit at my bar, right? Because all it is at a bar is social interaction.
Yeah,
and they're accepting tips, right? So if I was still somebody that went and sat at a local bar like I did in my 20s, right?
Yeah.
And I had a bartender, or a particular waitress, if she or he jumped on and did a Zoom, or did a Facebook Live closed party and sit there and just gave me some value or didn't, you know what I mean? And I want to support them. Yeah. I would tip them 100%. I'd jump on Venmo and give them, $20, $50, $100, whatever it is, for as a thank you for what they've done for me, over the years. So there's ways, that besides relying on the government and applying for unemployment, right? Or waiting for the cavalry to come in and save you, that you can make a couple dollars. I mean, right now there's so many different ways that you can make money besides what you do in your normal life, right? If you don't have a side hustle, then now's the time to start it, right? Now's the time to start it. Like I said, if you can't start it now, it wasn't the time. It's just you were lazy. All right. You don't have enough drive in you. You want it.
But look, man, I disagree. I don't think that it's just lazy. I love you, dude, but I think that there's people that are not lazy. They're just freaking terrified. They don't know what to do.
So then watch your course, right? Your course, and not to just sit here and promote you, because me, I like breaking your stones rather than I like promoting you all day. But you have a social media course that actually explains to people step by step, and it's not complicated, right? It's not like writing code or anything. It's a step by step. Here's what you do. Here's how you market yourself. Here's how you start your business. Here's how you do it every day. Here's how you market. Here's how you get customer base. And the number one thing Here's how you monetize it. Okay.
Right.
I
Right.
see a lot of keyboard warriors and everybody that wants to start their own show and, just put themselves out there. And I get that. That's awesome. At least you're taking the steps to do it. But if you're not able to monetize it, it's just a hobby. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a hustle, right? It's not anything that's going to change your life. Okay. It's not anything that's going to help your family. It's a hobby, which is great. It'd be like me going out golfing and just videotaping me golfing. Okay. I suck at golf. All right. So you can watch me, but you're not going to give me any money to watch me. Okay.
Right.
So if you suck at what you do online, there's a reason that you're not making any money. It's because you suck at it. All right. So maybe you should be doing something else. Maybe your calling is something else. All right. So like I said, there is ways to figure it out. Maybe you aren't lazy. Maybe you just don't know how to do it. All right. But if you take the action to actually do it, then you're not lazy. If you sit here and tell yourself you don't have enough time right now, then you are lazy because you do have enough time right now.
Take the action. Take the action. That's what you're saying. Like, and I think that, again, you said it, the cavalry is not coming to save you.
It's not.
It's not, man. And
you have to take your destiny. Okay. This is your destiny. All right. The world leaders don't necessarily care about your destiny more than you do. If you think somebody else cares about your destiny, who you are, your success more than you do, you're doing it wrong. Okay. Because they don't. You have to take the action to do it. You have to take that step.
I agree with you. And I think that, if you're paralyzed in fear right now, if you're paralyzed in fear of not knowing, because I think that the only reason somebody wouldn't take that action is just a lack of knowledge. There are so many resources available. I mean, there's Grant Cardone is offering Cardone University for free right now. You can go sign up for free for 30 days.
That's awesome.
Right? Which is phenomenal. And he's got motivational stuff, sales training, life training, all kinds of stuff, right? There's all kinds of resources that are available.
Yeah, I like Grant's real estate stuff. A lot of his car stuff and some other things to me are a little old school because he hasn't done it in a long time. But he's currently I like to put my money in the training for people that are actually doing stuff now in this market and are dominating it, right? So when I'm investing in apartments and investing in real estate, I will listen to Grant, right? Because he is very relevant. He knows how to make money, and you can take it on a small scale, big scale. You can apply a lot of his principles to what you need to do right now. All right. There's things that he did 20 years ago, right, in the car sales. Now that he started his home, Cardone, whatever it is, he has somebody else doing all that car sales stuff. It's not him, and it's not relevant to what is now. So I listen to him on his real estate stuff and some of his motivational stuff. That's great. Like the auto sales stuff that a lot of auto guys and auto girls that are on here, were handed a bunch of CDs back in the day. Here's all the closes. Go learn these. Are not very relevant nowadays on how to sell cars. Some principles in there that would work, but to me, very irrelevant at this point.
Yeah, and I think that and Esther said, who is this guy? I love this guy. Who is he? Is she talking
Esther, I love you.
Is she talking about you or me?
I think she's talking about me. Who would love you? They'd love me over you. Come on.
Now
I'm so humble.
She hates you.
I love Esther. She's the best.
So, dude, Weldon says GC is look. And Grant's a friend of mine. He actually may be watching this right now.
I know Grant's a friend of yours, and that's why I'm not trying to offend him at all, right? And, I respect and love Grant, but as a top sales professional in the automotive, sales business right now, I don't think that he concentrates his time on real estate. Like I said, he's very relevant on real estate, apartments, and everything. I listen to him. I read his books about real estate, just auto sales. He's got a good, concept of what it should be, but he hasn't done it in a long time. So I'm not taking a shot at Grant at all. Right. No, I'm telling you that I don't want to learn from anybody who's not currently doing it now in their profession. Right. If somebody started, a web company 10 years ago and was doing marketing in web and design and all that stuff and hasn't done it since, I wouldn't read their book. Okay. I wouldn't worry about, what they were doing. I'd find somebody like Ken Walls, who is currently doing it, right? Who is dominating his space, who is doing web training right now because he's doing it. He's living it.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yes, I know. And I know that, and Weldon said, I'm a GC follower for sure. Love the guy. So this isn't about, it's just, it's about maintaining relevance. And again, you're in the top 2 in the world, worldwide, globally in monthly auto sales. And, I don't think Grant ever sold 100 cars a month.
No, but Grant also said, if you're not first, you're last, right? So to me, I'm not first right now, right? I'm still the hungriest guy that you're ever going to meet that's not number 1 right now. And the good thing is number 1 is my boy, Ali, right? We have no, ill will towards each other at all. We talk all the time. We check in on each other, our families. We have a little bit of a business venture that we've been doing together. So, we have nothing but love and respect, and we bounce ideas off each other and help each other. It's actually amazing. It'd be like Apple reaching out to what is it?
Samsung.
No, yeah, Samsung, right? And saying, hey, could you help me out with my phone? You know what I mean? We have this idea. And they'd be like, yeah, right. No problem.
Yeah.
Click, right? Yeah. And it's not, right? So we bounce ideas off each other, right? He doesn't do a lot of social media. He doesn't need to. He's got his business set up a little bit differently than I do, right? So, I can bounce some social media ideas off him. He could tell me stuff about how he's scaling his business to get the levels he has. So it helps out a lot, man. When you have a resource like that, you're able to do it. Yeah, number 2 in the world is great, but there's only one number that you want to be, right? And that's number 1, right? Nobody knows who number 2 for the most part is. So
are you saying step aside, Ali?
No. But listen, I've fought the whole getting an assistant thing for my whole career, right? Because I thought it would actually water down my success. I felt like it would kind of make me less of a salesperson, right? I wanted to get those 100 cars a month. I wanted to do it all by myself. And that was great. I did it. I've accomplished it. I know I can do it. But to get to the levels that I want to get at, the 140, 150, 180, 200 car level, the only way that I could scale my business and not water down my process, right? Because I like to take the speed bumps out of the process for everybody, but I also don't want to water down the process or take any of the excitement or anything away. Number 1 in Delco, I love you, Ava. You're the best.
Is she a customer?
No, she's a local. She was a customer a long time ago. She got a Honda Civic from me, a blue one. If you can even imagine, I can remember that, right? A long time ago. She works at a bar called Barnaby's, a bartender. But I've seen. So here's a great example. Okay, so she's a bartender, right? All the bars are closed. She's a great bartender. Everybody likes to go, get there because she gives great customer service. I over tip her all the time when I go there. We love going to Barnaby's and sitting there, and Ava's our bartender. But what I seen her do is she does some yoga stuff. So I watch her right now. She's doing online Zoom yoga for kids.
That's
right.
Awesome.
I'm like, wow. I'm like, this is amazing. I'm watching her. I'm like, somebody that could take this as a major problem, right, and just bitch about it and cry about it all day, found the opportunity to take the time, right, that maybe she didn't have before, or I just didn't see before, right, and now she's doing yoga for kids, right? Because she's always had like this fitness thing that she's been doing and everything. I've been following her on social media, and now she's able to adapt it to a business, right? So if there's a business other than what you were doing, bartending, waitressing, whatever it is that you were trying to do, figure out a way to put yourself out there. Either give it away for free right now to get your customer base in, make it a loss leader, give it away for free, right? Or charge for your access, right? Turn it into something you can monetize right now. There's people sitting at home with kids wondering, what in the heck am I going to do with my kids? Jump on Ava's page, right? She'll have your kids doing yoga for a freaking hour, which will let you go clear your head for an hour. You don't have to watch. They'll be stuck in front of the Zoom or the TV, throw it up in your TV. Like, there's a great freaking idea, right? That's capitalism at its finest. That's somebody that's looking and not worried about, staring at the news all day and watching the stock market, things you can't control. All right. I tell people this all the time. Salespeople are like, well, this is happening at the dealership. And, they're talking about this and the rumor mill and the water cooler talk and all those things you can't control, because you're not the owner. You're not the manufacturer. The only thing you control is what you can control, your actions. You can't control everything else. Put your blinders on and stop worrying about everything else. Block off your time and get it done, right?
Dave,
She just did it. She put it on there, adapt or die, right? So you're going
yes.
to adapt. So she adapted.
Ava, is it?
Yeah,
Ava?
post your link because it's
Post,
amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
yeah.
I watch her. Yoga for kids. I'm like, this is an awesome concept. I would have never. I didn't even think that existed.
Yeah, tell her. Hey, just post the link and I'll put it up on the screen. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, there. Ava Vitality. I love that. That's
how great is that? Yep.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's so smart. And she's a bartender. Not like that falls into that group I was talking about.
Well, listen, don't pin her into she's just a bartender, right? Because
no.
Don't pin. No. I'm just saying to you, don't pin me into I'm just a car salesman, right? That's just what I do.
Yeah.
That's not who I am, right? So you as a car salesperson, as a bartender, as a waitress, that's not who you are. That's just what you're doing at the present time. That doesn't mean you're going to be a bartender, a car salesperson, a waitress, a waiter for the rest of your life. Learn how to adapt and figure out what the next thing is, or the thing you can add to your arsenal right now. Like I said, I'm watching Ava do it. I'm watching other bartenders have these Zoom or these Facebook lives where they're inviting all their people in to these groups. We have what's called Delco Happy Hour, right? I had the girl. She's a friend of mine. Her sister's a friend of mine. Reached out to me, asked me, if I wanted to be a part of it, if our charity wanted to be a part of it. I said, listen, the happy hour thing doesn't really go what our charity is. I said, we'll jump on there and we'll support you. In less than a week, they have, I think, 80,000 members in the Delco Happy Hour, right? And what it's turned into is a lot of just get away from this coronavirus, right? Get away from, the news, get away from the stocks and all that stuff. It's so people could turn their minds off for a little while. So there's DJs going on there every night, local popular DJs, right? My boy Jay's going on there night. He's DJing at 8 o'clock. He spins down at Xfinity, which is like the biggest bar, club, restaurant between all the stadiums down there in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
He's doing it, right? And he'll ask for donations for, whatever charity that he wants to go on to, or whatever, he wants to do. But I'm watching DJs go on there. They can't do parties.
Yeah.
They're doing virtual parties. They're making some money. They're figuring out a way, right? So maybe this is the next great thing. Like I can't afford to pay a DJ $500, right, for a couple hours to come DJ my party, but maybe he could do a live and record it and send it to me, and I could put it on the TV or have them DJ like that. Like they're the ways that I would adapt it, that I could sell for $100 to DJ your 3-hour party rather than me paying that guy $500 and he has to spend his 3, 4, 5 hours setting up. Yeah. He could just sell it for $100, right? So that's what I'd be doing right now, finding innovative ways to change, adapt your business, not just come up with a whole new business. Okay, sometimes you don't have to come up with a whole new business, right?
Yep.
You just adapt your business and figure out a way to repackage it so that when this does explode, you're ahead of the game. You have another stream of revenue coming in. You're back on top of where you were, hopefully ahead of everybody else because they've all sold their DJ equipment, right? Sold their tables, their turntables and everything to pay their, their grocery bill or their pizza bill or their beer bill or whatever it is. Right? But you didn't have to because you adapted. You figured out a way to bring in some revenue, bring in some income. That's what I'm saying right now. So you don't have to reinvent your whole self, right? I don't have to go, become something different than I already am. I just got to reinvent the way that I was doing it.
I see a lot of people, and I know some people are posting this stuff just for laughter purposes, jokes or whatever. But there's a lot of people saying, that they're finding themselves in this lockdown or whatever it's called, quarantine, that they're watching a lot more TV and they're getting fat. And I think, and you and I talk about that,
it's easy.
It's
easy. It's easy to pack on the pounds. It is, right? Listen.
Dude,
it's very easy right now.
I showed you.
Forget about the weight stuff, man. It's very easy right now. Right? Come on.
I showed you that.
Yeah. Listen, that's fine, but then you need to go run 2 miles. Okay. You need to do it, right? So if that's what fuels you, if you want to dig into that pub mix, all right, make that your reward for going out and running for 45 minutes or jogging or taking a walk, right? Social distancing doesn't mean that you're not allowed outside. Okay. Social distancing doesn't mean, that you can't wave to the neighbors. All right. So social distancing has just showed me how awkward people actually are, right? So that's what I'm saying. If you can sell right now, if you can look somebody in the eye and have a conversation, right? If you can, if you're very proficient on one subject and you know how to actually talk to somebody about it and look them in the eye, you're
Yep.
so far ahead of 90% of the population that's out there right now, because quarantining and social distancing doesn't mean you have to be a social introvert, right? I'm seeing people like from across the other side of the buildings and like right and like neighborhoods just like tuck away. If somebody walks like 30 feet away from them, like, then that's not how you get a virus. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to sit here and talk about stuff I don't know.
Right.
What I'm talking about. Just like I told people, don't take advice from professionals. Never take medical advice from me. But as far as I understand it, 30 feet away, unless that person's sneezing and the wind catches it and it smacks me in the face, I can still wave without you looking weird and going in the house. Okay. Like, I'm going to run over and start to have a conversation with you. No,
Right.
I'm just being social. Social distancing doesn't mean you need to be socially awkward to anybody, right?
It's true, man. I think, look, this is unprecedented. We've never, ever, as a human race in my life, ever experienced anything like this, where the entire world literally goes on lockdown. It's never happened in my 52 years.
You know what? It's not true though, because it has happened, right?
Yeah.
Not 9/11 happened. All right.
Yeah, but
The
we didn't
world,
have to stay in our
the world,
houses.
you did though, but you did because you were scared to death for a couple of days. You
Well,
did. Don't tell me that you were out, or if you had kids, you were letting your kids out front, right? You were worried about something else. It wasn't a pandemic. It was a terrorist, right? You were worried about it. I mean, people were running, doing the same thing. They were going to the gun store. They were stocking up on food. They were stocking up on water. So this has happened before. Okay. Maybe it hasn't happened for this long. Okay. But it has happened before, right? And it has happened maybe not on a global scale, but this definitely has happened before. Okay. This is not the zombie apocalypse. Okay. We will get through this, just like we get through everything. All right. It might not be tomorrow. It might not be 2 weeks from now. Heck, it might not be a month from now. All right. But we don't know that. So everybody that's on here predicting, oh, it won't be until August, or sports aren't coming back and all this stuff, dude, you don't have a crystal ball. All right. The only thing you can affect is your own actions, your own mindset, and hopefully your mindset's rubbing off on everybody else positively, right? If this is a big conspiracy for some money grab, or this is some big conspiracy about, something else, guess what? You don't have any control over it anyway. So It doesn't make a difference. Why? Just so you can say that you were right, you have to post that. Like, I really think that's why people post things a lot of times, just so they can look back if it does end up being that, and they were the one person that said, I told you it was a conspiracy by this group, that they can just say that it was me that said that, right? That's damaging. That's damaging for yourself. That's a bad mindset to have, right?
Yeah.
All I'm worried about is what actions I take every day to make my mindset be able to dominate everything that I do every day. Whether it's car sales, training, working out, making the people around me better, building my relationships, growing my circles, right? Everybody's like, oh man, make sure you're keeping your circles tight. I hate that. I don't want my circles tight. Yeah, I have a couple good friends that I rely on, but I want my circles to be expanding everywhere. That's the way you grow exponentially. That's the way you grow, 10x, right? You want to use Grant as a thing. You win by multiplication in sales, in business. You can't win by addition. So if you're keeping your circles small, you're trying to win by addition. Those 6 people that you want around you all the time that are more successful, and they're the only people that you want around you. No, if you're trying to grow your business, if you sell something, if you sell yourself, you need to be expanding your circles. You need to be getting inside everybody else's circles and growing your circles, right? I want to get in everybody's circle. It doesn't matter to me what your religion is, what your politics are, who you like, who you don't like, what your race is, what you think about my hairstyle, who your favorite football team is. I want to get inside your circle. I want you to get to know me. I want to be able to get to know you, and I want to be able to expand and grow inside your circles. That's the way business works. That's how you can dominate an industry, no matter what industry it is. If it's sales training, if it's real estate, if you only sold to your family and your friends, eventually they run out and eventually they all die, right? So you need to get new friends all the time, right? You don't want to not talk to strangers. Okay. I see Abe on here, right? I love Frank Phillips. Thank you. I like being positive, everybody, right?
Yep.
But if I didn't ever meet strangers, I never would have met Ava, right? She and you know, she did business with me. She sends me clients to the dealership. Why? Because we eventually talked, and she bought a car from me. I knew her. She knew me from the bar, right? And she ended up buying a car from me. And from that relationship, I was able to sell her friends cars, who I never would have met if I didn't meet her. And then I was able to get inside their friend circles, right? And help all their friends and their family. And that's how it grows, not being socially awkward with anybody.
Yep. Totally agree, man. Why has she not come back and bought another car? Ava, it's time. Upgrade.
It's too high maintenance for me now. She went and got some luxury car.
Oh.
I don't know. No, I'm always kidding. I think she got like a race car or something like that. I forget what it was. But she called me and told me, you know, she said, you know, do you care if I, you know, go buy, or I'm going to go buy a car? I got recommended by Andy. So Andy's one of my good friends, right? So
yeah,
that's how it happened, right? So, you know, Andy recommended her, and she recommends a billion other people. It is Delco helping Delco. That's our hashtag, you know, and that's what we always do. We're always here to help each other.
and so for anybody not in Delco, what's that mean?
I'm still here to help you. Where are you at?
Well, no, Delaware County. That's where you
Delaware
live.
County. Delaware County. Delco helping Delco.
Delco.
I wear it every day. That's our charity mantra, the Delco Group's charity mantra. I wear it every single day because I believe it, right? Because I believe that,
you know, that's another thing. And I'm gonna if I have, I'll mute you because I know you don't like talking about this, but I'm gonna mute you anyway if I have to, because I'm gonna talk about it. You are involved, and I know you like talking about it for the charity, for the group itself. You are involved with a bunch of other really amazing dudes and gals in the Delco.
It's awesome. Yeah.
The wow, why am I drawing a blank? Holy crap.
The Delco Group.
Delco Group, thank you. The Delco Group, I know. I've only designed, I don't know, 10 things, but the Delco Group is a charity group where you are helping. It's almost it has a feel of Make-A-Wish, but it's on a local.
It's like a Make-A-Wish for Delaware County. So
yeah,
you know, when we started it a little over a year ago, we had some goals and aspirations, and we've blown all of them out of the water. And you know, the amount of people that we're able to help right now, it's amazing. It's not just kids. You know, it's whoever's in need in Delco. We're able to respond very quickly to people's needs. You know, dropping off meals to them, or you know, just helping them with a lot of needs right now. I mean, and it's a lot of work, and it's all volunteer. You know, sometimes people think that we, run this business, 24/7, and we do, but we also have other lives. But that's why we have 11 of us that are on the board, and then a lot of people that surround us in the community that actually help us, that don't get a lot of the notoriety, that go in and help us, the guys and girls that help us around. So, thank you to everybody who helps in Delco, especially now.
Yeah.
We're trying to get out there and help as many people safely.
Yeah.
As we possibly can. So,
but you're doing things. You've sent me some videos, and I forget the exact video, but you sent me one time, and I called you and I said, dude, what the hell are you doing, man? Freaking making me cry. And you're like, yeah. You go, yeah, buddy. I cried on that one. And it was like something where you guys have helped these kids that are dying. There's some kids that are literally in the final stages of life, man. And
well, listen, we never know when we're in the final stages of life, right? Nobody ever knows. Listen, I've lived through this myself, so I can speak on it. Just because you have a cancer diagnosis, or
right.
You have somebody that tells you, hey, you have X number of years or months or whatever to live, my mindset would be, I'm living my life, right? But do everything I wanted to do anyway, right? So that's why you live every day to the fullest. But our whole thing is we want to give memories for everybody, right? We just don't want to write a check, hand you a check and say, here you go, spend it on some bills. That's great. There's a lot of charities that do that. I applaud them for it. I commend it for them. The money that they're donating to us, seeing what we're actually doing with that money, change the face of charity. Because I would always write these checks in these charities and just assume and hope that it went to something that I care about, and hope that all the money went to the right place. But when we form this, the number one thing is we want to make sure every dollar that we collect goes back out in the community. So besides like an accountant is the only overhead that we have. Nobody takes a dollar. Nobody gets paid for any of this, which is great. We don't mind. As entrepreneurs of Delco, of the community, people that support us, I feel like I need to give back. Okay.
Yeah.
You can't just take and not give, right? So to me, I want to give way more than I take. So I write checks myself. So I don't just show up and, the face of it. I put my own money into this. Anytime I ever ask anybody for a dollar, before I've ever asked you for $1, I've already put 10 in. All right. Every single time. Every time I, call up one of the businesses or somebody I'm, asking to be a sponsor for us, because I put my money in first. That's why I believe in it 100%. Right. Just like if I'm selling a product if I'm selling a warranty at my work, or, I'm telling somebody they need to buy a certain insurance product, it's because I bought it myself. I actually believe in the product. If I didn't believe in the product, I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't be able to sell it. So the charity, every dollar that comes in, we give back out, and we want to give memories. And that's how we're doing it on social media. We're showing everybody, what we're doing and how we're doing it. And really it's rallied the community, the way we change the face of, charity, basically. I think, I'm gonna make a bold statement. We changed the way the charity's done, at least locally here, because I didn't know of any other charities that were showing everything that they were doing on social media. Hey, here's where your money's going. Here's how it's helping. And it's the whole community has rallied behind it. So it really has nothing to do with the 11 people that started this. That was great. And we all, had this great ideas and all these ideas going back and forth and everything. That was just the grassroots of it. The way it's been growing, the branches, the trees, the leaves, is the community being out there, sharing it, helping, getting involved, just showing up with donations. That's the way it's growing. And that's why we're so passionate about it, because everybody else jumping on and helping us out here too.
And I, like at Christmas, you guys, holy crap. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, if you go to the Delco Group Facebook page, I put the link to the website, and you can get to the Facebook page from there. But you guys at Christmas, I'd never seen anything like it. It was like there were so many toys that were dropped off for these kids in need. That's
so fun, man.
It was unbelievable. And you were live streaming a lot of it, and you were lit up like a Christmas tree, dude. You were into it. You were really.
I was having fun. I was having fun.
Here's my point behind saying all this is, everybody is in this, not everybody, but a lot of people are in this crazy, like, survival mindset right now. And how am I going to get through it? And, the key to success, whether it's selling cars, doing what I do whatever it is, the key is having a giving heart and a giving soul, and really caring about other people. And that's what you do.
It's the same thing though, right? You could have a giving heart, you can have a soul, but if you don't take action, then nobody knows that. Okay.
That's right.
And it doesn't help anybody. That's what I'm saying to you. Like, you can have all these good thoughts in business, right? You can come up with the world's best business plan. You could have the greatest ideas in the history of ideas, right? When you're in the shower, or you're out for your walk, or when you wake up and you write it down. But if you never take action and never do it, then it's a waste. Okay. That caring heart and everything, that's great. But if you don't do anything to actually show somebody that you care about them, or show, the community that you can actually help them, or actually go out and actually do it, then, you're wasting it. You're wasting that caring heart, right? You're wasting that business plan that you wrote out. You're wasting that next great idea, right? I had a family member that used to buy all these back in the day when I was younger. I was like 13 years old, and I had a family member that would buy all these VHS tapes, these videotapes, and watch, how to buy houses, how to rent them out. And would always get gun ho about it, but never actually pulled the trigger, right? Never actually once went out and bought a rental property, right? The second that one of my friends, my best friend, Terry Baker, called me and he said, man, he goes, I really think we need to do something and flip houses or start buying houses and get in this game. My answer was yes. And we're going to start today. That was my answer. It wasn't, let me think about it. Let me go see how much money I have set aside. Yes, I'm in 100%, and we're going to start today. I got on the phone. First person I called, Mike Mahalan, my realtor, said, listen, I'm looking for an investment property. He said, I think I have one for you. Within like 2 weeks, we had this property. It was our first one. We had no idea what we were doing. Okay. We didn't have a business plan. We didn't write it out. We didn't form a business right at the time. We didn't incorporate at the time. We just freaking did it, and we made money. And I'm like, man, this worked out really good. And we screwed up probably. I would never do it the way we did it the first time now, right? Because I learned as a process. But if I didn't take the money that I had and put it in and took action and said, yes, I'm going to do it, I would never have any other residual income. Okay. Right. I would be my family member that sat on the sidelines and watched all those videos and wrote down everything and wrote out a business plan and did all the numbers, but never actually took the action to go do it. I'd rather have a screwed up plan or no plan at all and go take the action and make the effort. I guarantee I'm going to win more times than you think your perfect plan is going to win. I'm going to win way more times just by taking the action to do it and having the right mindset and surrounding myself with all the connections of people that I have. Yes, we're going to take advantage of that situation.
Yep.
You know, so if you're somebody that has any influence in your community, you have all these connections, you know everybody. If you're just using it to be social, then you're not utilizing your circles, okay? You're not reaching out to your power base. You're not reaching out to your realtors that have the inside track. You're not reaching out to your insurance guy who can help you with a property that, you know, is abandoned for, 6 months where you're working on. There's not a lot of insurance companies that will insure that. I've reached out to my people, right? They put me in the right direction. This guy can help you. You got to use your circles of influence for more things than just to be social, get into, clubs or restaurants or just talk to people. You have to use your circles of influence for things that can get you to the next level, right? People say surround yourself with more successful people. Well, you also have to utilize your social network, your network of people, right? So if there's somebody out there that needs help with social media marketing right now, guess what? I know who the guy is. I got the guy, right? Who do I call? Okay. Who do I call? I don't call my real estate guy, right? He's a great marketer. I call you, okay? Right. I don't call my plumber. I don't call my best friend who's a contractor on how to do stuff on the internet and things I'm trying to create and marketing tools, right? I call you, unfortunately. Sometimes I have to have a 3-hour conversation with you. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, buddy.
Hey, Adam Marburger's on here. What's up, Adam? Adam's a big real estate guy. He gets that.
Listen, more people have become millionaires and billionaires from real estate than anything in the world, right? So once you start making money, no matter how much money it is, live on half of it, okay? So if you're selling 50 cars, live like you're selling 25 cars or even less. Put that money away until you build up a little bit of a nest egg that you can invest in, right? 15 grand, whatever it takes to buy a property. 15 grand is probably all you need. I mean, I know there's some courses that tell you don't need any money and all that stuff. I think it's BS. Okay. I always needed a little bit of capital, and to have stake in the game yourself makes it more, that you want to do it. Okay. So me putting in my X amount of dollars, the first deal made me want to get it done because I had, a bit of a chunk of money that I had to buy this house cash, right, to be able to do it because it didn't have the basement had no floor in it. It was mud. Okay. The walls were falling down. I had to buy this house cash, right? And I didn't walk into this house and say, oh my God, I'll never do this. There's concrete chopped up on the floor. There's no steps leading into the basement, right? I reached out to a professional, Mike Mahalan. He told me, look, you're buying this house for X. You're going to put Y into it, and it's going to sell for Z. And just about everything that he said, except for the amount of money I was going to put in it, because I ended up putting a lot more into it because I didn't know what I was doing, I was still able to make a profit. I still sold the house, still took a nice check from it. And then what I did, I didn't go out and buy a Rolex. Okay. I went out and reinvested it into another property and another property and another property. So those properties have money coming in, right? So that I can buy the nice stuff with not my money. It's somebody else's money that I'm buying that buying the nice stuff with. So, step one, get your money right. That's right, Adam. You have to get your money right. But once you have your money right, like people sit around and wait till they have, X. They're like, oh, I'll wait till I have 50 grand in the bank, or I'll wait till I have, 75. So I'll feel comfortable if something happens. Well, comfortable doesn't make money. Okay. Uncomfortable is what makes money. Uncomfortable is what makes you take enough action to get out of being uncomfortable. All right. That's really what it is. So, yes, make sure that you have, I learned to lowball a smile. I don't lowball people. That's the funny thing. If there's a property and I want it, I just buy it. Okay. I'll put an offer in and, an offer that I think that the property should be. But when my real estate agent tells me it's the right number, buy the property, I don't waste their time, and I don't waste the person whose house it is. I buy the house for the right number. I sit here and do the math, do everything out, and then I buy the house, right? I know I know it's kind of a joke, but I'm just saying I don't lowball anybody. It has to be a win-win for everybody for me to feel good in business.
Do you know Corey Calvin?
Yeah. Corey's
a good buddy of mine, and he's a client of mine. And Corey owns, 5,400 apartments. And Corey has literally a training company, a course where he actually teaches some really, really, really creative investment strategies. I've had conversation with him. For very, very, very minimal out of pocket, you can start building a real estate portfolio. And I am not talking about 15 grand. I'm talking about, his very first deal, I think he told me he was $1,800 all in, and that was closing and everything. So there's some really, again, it's different for everybody, but there's some really creative investment strategies. You just have to find somebody to show you the ropes. You have to learn how you have to learn how to do it. Like
you do, but you also have to, you also don't want to just find somebody just to find somebody, right? You have to find somebody that's going to help you. I had a real estate agent that was happy to help me, time. And you know what? We were friends from when we were kids, but walking into that deal, nervous as could be right at that point. Hey, I'm putting money. And actually I wasn't really nervous. I was really excited, right? I'm excited. We're going to do this. Boom. I wasn't nervous. I was confident in it, but I was confident because, he was able to help me. And at that point, I had one of my buddies say, you know what, you should go get your own real estate license because you could list all these houses yourself and save some money. You know what? That would be the wrong way to do it, because then you know who I'm cutting out? I'm cutting out the real estate agent who's helping me get all these deals, right? Why would I ever want to do that, right? The whole thing is every house that they've ever got for me, John Port, Mike Mahalan, they'll always be my listing agents every single time, right? Do they sell me every house? Almost, right? But not every house. I'll go buy a house from anybody. But my relationship with the Mahalan team is that they're always going to be my listing agents. You know why? Because they've always had my back. Anytime there was a problem that came up, anytime I had a question, if it wasn't them, it was somebody in their office and get back to me. Anytime I said, "Listen, I lost the paperwork when we closed on a house. Can you send it to me? Because I'm really not as organized as I should be with a lot of that stuff." I never said no, Frank. You've already got that 6 times. They just resend it to me, right? They've always had my back 100% of the time. So when you build your relationships in business, you have to grow on these relationships, just not try to save, a couple $1,000s each transaction because some one of your friends said, "Hey, go get your real estate license." Because you know what I would have been done? Now I'm shopping all the deals for myself rather than having a team work for me. I'm utilizing without having to hire a team. I have a team, right? Because you know why? Because we have a good business relationship. I buy from them and they sell for me. It works out great, rather than me trying to save every penny and get every penny for myself. It never makes sense. Again, it has to be a win-win for everybody else that you partner with, right? If I just called you all the time and just tried to get information out of you without ever reciprocating any information to you, okay, or without paying you for your time, which I do, I bought your courses. I never asked you, say, "Ken, we're really good friends. Can you just send me a link for me to sign up for free?" Have I ever done that? Anytime you've ever said I have a course, what do? I click buy now and I pay for the course right away. And that's it, right? Because I value your time. Right? I don't need you to give me anything for free. I respect your time and I respect the fact, that you give me your time. Right. So anytime I'll just randomly send you, hey, $1,000. And be like, dude, why the hell did you do that? Because you spent 4 hours on the phone in 2 days with me trying to help me through a problem that turned into an opportunity because you were able to give me your time. I don't expect a sales professional to do that for free. We're a professional in any respects to do that for free. So that's why I pay everybody around me, right? And then if I do call and need a favor, you don't mind doing it for me because you know I'm being sincere about it, right? I'm not a leech. I'm not trying to leech onto you. So right now there's a lot of leeches out there, people that are just trying to get information and help from everybody, and that's great. You know, we want to help everybody, but if I spent my whole day helping people and that's it, then I wouldn't be able to help everybody, right? Because I'd go poor. We'd go flat broke.
Yep.
If you did everything you did for free, then you would go flat broke. You wouldn't be able to help yourself, let alone tell anybody else how to help them, right? So that's why I pay everybody.
And there's a gestation period. And let me explain that. You know, I've done well over 2,000 live streams, and there's not many people that can say they've done that. And you know, I've given away a lot of free information. In fact,
give away the information.
My chops, right? Man. You've said, dude, why do you keep giving free stuff away? You need to be charging people. But like, I'm being a little bit facetious when I say that, right? Because information, you can give information for free. People don't pay for information, right? They pay for access, right? Yeah. So the people that I coach, they pay for access to me, right? They call me on the phone. Guess who answers the phone? Yep.
Guess whose cell phone number they get? There's not many coaches out there, professional coaches, that'll give you their personal cell phone number, okay? So people don't necessarily pay for information, because you go on to watch a lot of my videos, you know, online for free. A lot of these Facebook Lives, there's a lot of stuff that I'll tell you about car sales, stuff like that. Maybe not this one, but there's a lot of stuff. So people don't necessarily pay me for the information, right? But they pay me, I pay for access, right? I don't pay for your information. I could Google a lot of the stuff that I ask you about, right? I could YouTube a lot of stuff. That doesn't mean I'm going to get the right information. I'm going to get information. I pay for access, okay? I pay for the access to be able to call my buddy at 12:30 at night and say, Ken, a lot, right? And sometimes it's not even business, right? I mean, I told everybody, I mean, you've been through a lot of the stuff that I've been through in life, right? A lot of the hardships that I've been through. I'm not as pretty as I look. Things happen to me too, right? And you've been through a lot of stuff in your life. And, you know, I've been able to use you as one of my mentors to help me through some of the toughest times in my life, right? To be able to talk me through and to get my mindset right through some of the toughest times of my life. 75 Hard changed my life. It did. It changed my mindset. It changed my outlook on where my life was going, who I was, what I was doing, and what I was put on this earth to do. Okay. I didn't realize that I was destined for something greater than what I was doing before until just a few months ago. Okay. So I took something that could have been a huge problem and could have really hurt me mentally and turned it into an opportunity, right? For the next greatest thing in my life, the next chapter of my book that's not done being written, right? So, you know, you helped me through a lot of that stuff, and I appreciate you, man. I love you for it, you know? Dude, people are always like, why are you friends with that guy, Ken Walls? He's such a whack job. I'm like, yeah, he is. But I love him, man. He's helped me through a lot. So I'm just kidding, man. I can't. I don't know why I can't not take a shot every time I give a compliment. I'm sorry. I love you. I love you, man. You know I do. Too, bro. I really do. I really do.
Hey, Katie Mayers loves you, but not me. She said,
I love Katie.
Crinite. She said, love Crinite. Oh, hey, Ken.
I haven't talked to Katie in a while. We were supposed to get together for dinner when she was in town, talk business, and, you know, her training courses out there. She's got great things she's doing. I see her on social media. I see what she's doing. Can't wait to meet you, Katie, in person for once. I know we can't have dinner now because of everything that's going on, but definitely sometime soon.
She's awesome. I love Katie. She's been a.
And guess who connected us? Guess who connected me and Katie? The plug.
Me.
Ken Walls. This guy's the plug. He knows everybody. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did, man.
Wow.
Pretty sure he did.
Well, I love Katie, and I love you, and I look, I appreciate this is what I've been trying to do. I've been getting on live streams every single night, and I've been trying to have some positivity and get people to, you know, and that's why I titled this you know, the sales economy that we're talking about. That
just think about this for a second. Just think about this for a second, right? Just really think about this, right? If you can get through this, if you can get through the world telling you that it's collapsing, right? the stock market going down by whatever percentage it is every single day, by people telling you not to go near anybody, not to talk to anybody, not to go outside your house, right? If you can get through this mentally, if you can get through this and be on top and be a better person, a better sales professional, a better whatever you are in your life, you can get through anything. Okay. So right now, use it as a test. Okay. If you can't use it to grow, at least use it as a test, because if you can come out better than what you were, then there is no stopping you. All right. There is no anything that a boss can say that's going to bother you. There is nothing, that a customer says that should aggravate you or throw your game off. There is nothing, a snowstorm or anything like that that's going to stop you from doing business. If you can adapt right now and figure out a way to push into this and lean into this, you will 100% come out a better person, mentally, physically, emotionally, intellectually, every which way you could possibly grow. You will come out on top. I promise you. I've been through this before, okay, with calamities in my life, and I'm able to snap out of things pretty quickly. And when you do, you come out on top. You grow. So don't sit on the couch eating freaking Cheetos all day. All right, get up, get showered, get your mindset right. Go work out, take a walk, take a jog, come back, get some cup of coffee, hang out with the kids for a little while, do whatever you do. They're tired of you too, okay? Just like they're getting aggravated with the kids are getting aggravated with you. Go block off at least 2 hours, 4 hours, 10 hours if you really want to make an impact, right? And write out your plan of what you're going to do. For an hour, I'm going to do emails. For another hour, I'm not going to touch social media. For an hour, I'm going to do a Facebook Live. For the next hour, I'm going to respond to all my text messages, emails, inboxes. Be proactive. Come out on top. This is not a vacation, okay? You're still going to want to go on vacation later this year in the summertime. So now you're taking off not only a month, you're probably going to take off another week. You can't shut down that long. This should not be a shutdown. This should be a lean in. Lean into the business. Whatever business it is, you'll come out on top. If you shut down, you're going to get eaten up. There's a lot of people in business that are not going to come back from this, all right? Everything's not, rainbows and unicorns in life and in business. There's a lot of businesses that, we're hanging on by a thread. Unfortunately, they're not going to come back, right? Pizza shops. So if you're a pizza shop right now, you need to figure out how to adapt your business to be able to deliver, the way that people want it, want it to be delivered before anyway, right? To adapt your business. I'm watching pizza shops now, instead of cooking pizzas, they're giving out dough. They're giving out a thing of sauce, cheese, and a topping, and you're able to make a pizza at home, right? They charge $6 for it rather than charging $12. They don't have to cook it. They don't have to prep it, and people are loving it, right? That's adapting. That's the way you adapt and not die, right? Because at some point, you get tired of ordering pizza. Well, hey, guess what? How about a make-at-home pizza? Like that was a great idea, unbelievably great idea, right? So there's ways to adapt. You're going to come out on top. There's businesses that are going to explode, and there's businesses that are going to die. So choose which one you want to be right now. There is no in between. There's not going to be the average anymore for a long time. There's going to be the explosion, and there's going to be the people that die. All right, metaphorically, that die in their business. Okay,
and in reality. And that's
unfortunate. But listen, I can't solve that problem.
I know.
I'm not a healthcare professional.
Let me make a point. Listen, Katie Mayers said it, and Esther said it. She said, "This turned my day around. Thank you, gentlemen." Esther said, "This made the sun come out for me today. I was having a great day by God's grace. This is a treat." Here's the thing. There are so many miserable people that were miserable before the coronavirus that are even more miserable and putting out negative news and negative crap.
Yeah, that's true. But those people are always miserable.
Let me say this. What I'm saying is, if you're going to put out anything, put out some positivity. Everybody get positive.
Those miserable people will always be miserable. Don't worry about them. The people that I'm worried about right now, right, are the people that weren't always miserable, but the people that relied on other people's mindsets to set their mindset, right? What was going on around them? If the Eagles won the game, if it was raining out, if it was, whatever was happening, right? They're the people that I'm trying to appeal to right now.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what everybody else is talking about. You control your own mindset. It's crazy. Once you take control of it and know you can control it, control your actions, right? Like you said, I can't control how I feel, right?
Yeah.
Because things happen to you. You can't control your actions that will eventually make you feel the way that you need to feel, right? And this isn't just motivation. Motivation goes away.
Yeah.
All right. You can pump yourself up all day and you can be positive all day, right? The positivity just gets your mindset going. It doesn't take the action. That's what I'm saying, right? You can write out the same thing. You could be positive all day, but if you don't do anything with it, then it doesn't freaking matter. You're just going to be the most positive guy that doesn't succeed in anything. And the people that are halfway miserable and that are actually taking action will be doing more than you, right? The hard work. The people that are talented, that's great. But if you're talented and not putting in the hard work, then it doesn't matter. So positivity is awesome, but you have to do something with that positivity, right? I just can't get on here and just sit here and talk about all this, right? That's not going to make me any more money. It's not going to make me any more successful. It's not going to get me going, in the right direction. So I have to not only just sit here and talk about it. When I close this computer, I actually have to do it, right? I have to make the phone calls. I have to do the text messaging. I have to do the stuff that I can do right now. Maybe I can't physically deliver a car, but that doesn't mean I'm not prospecting, not lining up customers, not giving all the information that I can out for free. So that when it comes time to do business, I'm able to get business. Right. So I need to take the action to do it, not just talk about it. You got to be about it too.
I think that, the positivity, the people that are miserable that you were talking about, I understand what you're saying. Where'd you go?
I'll be back in a second. Go ahead.
I have seen here, I'll take you off screen for a minute till you come back. I've seen people personally, I used to be one of those people, and I don't know, I listened to enough other positive people that eventually it wore off on me, and I changed my way. And I think that can anybody learn to shift? I don't know, and I don't care. I think that it's my duty and my responsibility
to put it out.
Yeah, sure.
They can learn the shift. I do. I see it every day.
Yeah.
I see salespeople that I took that were selling, first year in the business and had no idea what they were doing. And I'm able to sculpt them and change their mindset.
It's a mindset thing.
So that they can get their own mindset fired up every day. They don't need me after so long, right? They think they might, they think they do, but after so long, after this becomes a habit, okay, it's no longer you need Frank, you need somebody else to grow into a different sector of your life, right? You don't need me to motivate you for car sales. Maybe you need me for something else, and that's great. I'm always going to be here for you, right? But I was able to take, one woman who just started off in the car business, right? And she's getting bombarded by, people in her industry, that are getting mad at her because of her success, right? I'm able to get her and put her blinders on that she is absolutely dominating her dealership right now, okay? She's number one in her dealership right now because she's not worried about all the BS that's going on around her. She's not worried about the water cooler talk or the people that are trying to keep her down, right? I got her focused on what her business, what her plan, what her marketing, and what she needs to do every single day to be successful for herself, right? She needed to turn her mindset into it was her own business and not worry about what everybody else's businesses around them were doing. And now she's dominating. She's not winning. She's not winning, a month here, a month there. She's dominating. She's been there a year, first time in car sales. And she's beaten guys that have been there 20 some years. And you know what? They're pissed off and they're upset and they're aggravated, right? And they come up with all the excuses in the world about why it's happening rather than finding a way, adapting, to the way the business should be done right now. So, you can change your mindset, right?
Yeah.
Because it was Rocky IV, right? What did he say at the end of the movie, right? If I can change and you can change, right?
Yep.
We all can change and we all can. You just got to take the action. Not just mindset.
You got to adapt, man. Like people need to learn right now. You got to adapt. You got to pivot. Like I said earlier, you and I've been working a deal on 2 cars over the last couple of days for me. And
have you stepped foot in the dealership?
I mean, yeah, but not in the last year.
Right. Have we met face to face physically? Did you have to come in and test?
We have.
I know, but right now I'm just saying you haven't, right?
But
Listen,
I still,
when I want to buy something, I just want to freaking buy it. I don't want to be through all these processes and all this time and everything. When I mentally get to the point of, yes, I need that, whatever it is, a widget, a watch, a car, a house,
yep,
I just want to buy it, right? My real estate
right
agent,
now.
John Porter, really funny, right? Well, the last house that I bought for myself, I didn't even walk in the house. I walked into the backyard and I said, I'll take it. He goes, what do you mean you'll take it? I said, it's the perfect layout. It's exactly what I want. I know where the pool's going to go. I know everything. Boom. Right. And he's like, dude, you have to go in the house. I'm like, I don't have to go in the house. It's perfect. I can change everything I need in the house. I got the land I want. He's like, okay. He walked in the house. I walked in the house. I'll take it anyway. All right. So
Right.
I knew right there, I wanted the house. I know when I want a car. I know when I want to watch. I don't have to put it on my wrist, okay, to see that, oh, yeah, it looks just as good on my wrist as it did in every picture, every video, and every time I dreamt about it, okay? So when you want to buy something, you just buy it, right? You change the process. Amazon changed the game, right? Netflix changed the game. The car sales business has been the same game for most people since, you know, the Model T has come out. It's BS, man. You need to adapt, right? And it's the old money and it's the old school way of things, just trying to keep it down. And I've been fighting it, and we've been fighting the negative connotation of the dealerships, you know, in the car business my whole career. My GM has, you know, anytime anybody would use like a negative term of, you know, all these calling a customer an up, you know, or, you know, all these bad negative things, right?
What is that? Where did that come from?
You know what? I never even took the time to learn it because I don't care, okay?
Right.
To me, everybody is a customer. I don't care where you're at, you know. Get over yourself, nothing to lose now. Right. There's nothing to lose, right? Listen, if I fall flat on my face, that's all it is. It's my fault.
Since Katie's on here, I want to ask you, because she's an advocate for, you know, the female buyer in the automotive space, right? So I have a question for you.
No,
I already know the answer.
I feel like I'm being set up right
now.
No,
dude, I already know the answer. I want to hear you say it to every salesperson on planet Earth, and so Katie can hear your stance on this. A woman calls you on the phone, hits you up on Facebook Messenger, and says, "Hey, I want a new Honda Accord 2020. I want it. It can be, I don't get, but a white one with a moonroof. Can you get me? I'm married, but he's not involved in it. I want the car." What do you say to her? Go.
I mean, what else would you say? Absolutely. Do you want me to drop it off at your house, or would you like to come into the dealership to pick it up? I'm going to have all the paperwork ready for you. You can email me over your license, your insurance, and your registration. I'm going to get the process started.
Right.
I mean, and legitimately, that's how easy I make it with just about everybody, right? But no. Slow the customer down and get control.
Got to get her husband involved.
Her husband, like, listen, 70% of my customer base, it's pretty close. I'm probably exaggerating a little bit, but 70% of my customer base is women, right? And it's not because anything else besides that I respect their time and I respect their intelligence, all right? If a woman ever asked me to pop a hood, I wouldn't say, "Why would you want me to do that, honey? Like, you're not going to know." Like, I would expect to be punched in the face if I ever said that to somebody. But yet, I hear it happen. I hear it happen, okay? Not in my dealership, but I've heard of it happening, all right? So, like, to me, I respect everybody's time. I respect everybody's intelligence. I mean, I haven't popped a hood in the longest time. I don't know what half the stuff is under the cars nowadays, right? Everything's covered up. There's nothing in there. Like, yeah, there's the engine. There's the flux capacitor, okay? I don't need to know everything under there. We have this great thing in our building. It's called a service department. They know how to fix everything under there. That's why we sell warranties, and that's why they get paid to do what they do. Again, I don't give advice on things I don't know about. Medical advice, mechanical stuff. Like, I don't sit there and try to diagnose people's car. They call me on the phone and be like, "This is happening, that's happening." And I know they want an answer. But my answer is, listen, I can't diagnose over the phone, nor am I the right guy. That's why when we sold you the car, I made sure that you had a warranty on the car and everything is covered. It's going to be taken care of. Let me know if you need me to pick you up, get it towed in. You're going to bring it in. I'll make sure I have a loaner car ready for you. So this way you're not inconvenienced and we can fix whatever the problem is. But the last thing, and I hear people say all the time, "Yeah, it's probably just the alternator, or probably just the battery. Just jump it and then don't worry about it." Well, that's great until the battery dies again because it was the alternator, and now they're not in such a good spot to be able to get the car there, right? So I don't try to self-diagnose everything over the phone, right? That's why we set you up with the warranty. That's why you get the loaner car when you bring it in. So again, I don't try to earning her business, right? It's great. Katie has the book, Earning Her Business. I mean, there's all these great men and women out there, but women, it's more important to me to promote them through the business, right? Because for the longest time, people would just say car salesman, right? And it's not, right? They're car salespeople. I mean, it's not being PC. I don't like being PC, but it's being respectful, of a woman salesperson. Okay. Right. It's being respectful of that woman customer that's coming in. Yeah. So I never knew any other way. My parents raised me right to be respectful towards women. And anybody that I've ever been, an employee of has always, taught me the right way to be respectful towards not just women, but women, young kids. I remember as a 18-year-old, I was 18 years old. I crashed my car. It was my car got stolen. Actually, it was a Nissan Maxima. And then the rent-a-car that I had that I was supposed to go to Memorial Weekend with down the shore, right? Was a Toyota, and I got in an accident with the Toyota, so the whole side of the door was dented in. I was like, I can't go to Senior Week or Memorial Weekend with a car with a big dent in it. So I'm like, I have to go buy a car. I wasn't going to do it till I got back. Went to my credit union, got a check. I had a good job. I had money saved, right? Had my hat on backwards as an 18-year-old. Had my jeans sagging down too low. I think I had a Phillies jersey on or something like that. I went to the dealership that I bought my original car from my parents. Walked around the lot for a half hour. Not one person came out and talked to me. I walked in the showroom. Nobody even looked at me, right? I went to the next dealership in Swarthmore, Nissan store. They told me to go home and get my parents, all right? Get one of my parents to come back, and then I could be able to test drive the car, take a look. And everybody asked you what I wanted, right? Then I said, listen, I need a car. Like, all right, come back with your parents. Guy was nice about it. He wasn't a jerk about it, but I'm just like, whatever, dude. I got a check in my pocket for 30 grand, and I have 5,000 to put down. I went to the next store, right out here is Conquerville Nissan. My buddy Anthony Santangelo used to work there. I went to Conquerville Nissan. Salesman came out, introduced himself to me, asked me what I was looking for. I told him, I said, I just want a black on black Nissan Maxima, loaded. My car's crashed. I want to go to Memorial Weekend. It was Friday. It was Friday afternoon. It was like, I just wanted to get a car. Right. The guy's like, no problem. We pull it up. He goes, I don't have a black on black one. I have one. It's got tan interior. It's really nice. Wing on the back. The spoiler was real big back then. Like, great, pull it up. He's like, do you need anybody else to help you make your decision? I'm like, I don't know. Like, he's like, why don't you take the car? I said, my uncle usually helps us buy cars. He goes, is he local? He said, yeah. So we put tag on it, copied my insurance, everything. I took the car over to my uncle around the corner. Yep. He said, listen, go back here. So he had the old school book, Kelly Blue Book. He goes, offer them anywhere from $500 to $1,000 over invoice. See if they'll take it, buy the car if you like it. I went back. I offered them, I think $500 over. We settled somewhere between $500 and $1,000. I forget what it was. Yeah. All I wanted to do was get the car and got out of there. At that point, I would have paid the guy sticker if he really asked me for it, because I didn't care. He talked to me. He came out with me. He treated me with respect. He treated me like my money was green. He asked me, if I needed somebody else to help make my decision, which I really didn't. But the fact that he offered that made it, seem like, hey, man, maybe I should just ask somebody, because it's the first purchase I'm doing by myself. Went out, my uncle just helped me out a little bit, gave me some guidance, came back, bought the car. Okay. Yep. It was great. I was in and out of there. It took a little bit longer, maybe 2 hours or something back then. And I just wanted to go. I wanted to get to the shore. I still remember driving, and that car hit 100 miles, right? I had it at 8 miles. And I still remember it vividly. I'm on the expressway driving down the shore, and it hit 100, and I had the sunroof open and the windows down, and it just felt so great. Right. And like, I didn't care. He just respected my time. Yeah. Respected my intelligence. Didn't treat me like I was a young kid punk with my hat on backwards. I had $35,000 to spend as an 18-year-old, as a kid, right? And I was happy, man. And if it wasn't for me getting in the car business, I probably would be back there buying cars the whole time, right? It was great. It was a great experience. And the whole way through. I sat with you when I was out in your hanging out with you for 7 days or whatever, and you got a call from a kid, and he was 19 or 18 or 19. And I literally, after you hung up, I was like, bro, wow. Because you treated this kid with
he had some credit issues, and you're like, no problem.
Who doesn't nowadays?
Right. But you said there's no problem, and you're like, we'll figure this out, and bang, 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 bang. And you treated this guy with unbelievable dignity and respect. And I asked you a couple of days later, hey, did you wrap up a deal with that guy? And you said, of course. Of course. He got his uncle to come in and help out, or his mom or dad or somebody. And so, that's what I'm talking about, is you treat people the way that they want to be treated, the way you want to be treated, the way you have been treated, in a good way.
I treat people with more respect than I want to be treated with. You know what I mean? So I treat Carl. Yeah, Carl's great. So Carl's been pressing into the business, right, for years now. He's been pressing. He's been leaning into everything, right? All you see is all his Instagram posts, Facebook posts. He is relentless. It's unbelievable. Right. If I could have, one trait of Carl Scaramuzza, okay, it wouldn't be his incredible looks and his height, which, I love his height and I love his looks. He's a great guy. It would be how relentlessly he is. Right. I'm relentless myself. He's so relentlessly persistent on Instagram, on Facebook, just keeps putting himself out there every single day.
Yeah.
And it's really not that hard once it becomes a habit, right? I know Carl's lifestyle. Why? Not because we were friends when we were 4 years old, best friends, and I stole his baseball cards and he stole my G.I. Joe, right? But because I know he gets on his bike at 6 o'clock in the morning. I know, what he does, in his Miami house at the beach. I know what he does with his daughter. Why? Because he puts everything out there, right? So now it's not Carl, the credit guy, okay? It's just not Carl, the guy that can leverage my wealth, right? My money.
Yeah.
It's Carl. I know what he does with his daughter, his dog, his family, his lifestyle, his exercise. So you know what Carl is to me? Carl's still one of my friends because he puts himself out there every day. Yeah. He gives me access to his life. Like what I do, I don't just post about car sales, right? It's what I'm doing with my kids. It's what I'm doing with the Eagles, right? It's what I'm doing in my charity. It's what I'm doing in my lifestyle. It's a positive quote here. It's a question there. It's just not me putting out there what I do. It's who I am. I get to be social media, right? It's a media source to be social on, not to just sell a product. Okay. Yeah. You can't just be an MLM person, right? And just sit there and just sell your product every single day or push it in everybody's face. If you're doing that, jump on Rank Makers and get with my boy, Ray Higdon, right? You can tag him in this, Ray Higdon, right? Guess who pays for Ray Higdon's course? Okay. Ray Higdon introduced me to him. He's a friend of mine, a friend of yours, personal friend of yours, him and his wife, Jess, right? They're great people. Got to meet them at 10X. And you know what? I didn't say, hey, Ray, we're friends. Do you mind, your course only $20? Do you mind just signing me up for it? No, I went in, I paid for it. And guess who doesn't do MLM? Me. But you know what? I can learn from that guy, right? Yep. I can learn from his wife. I can learn from different people doing different things in business rather than just saying so pinholed on car sales or real estate, right? This is where the next great idea comes from, all right? Yep. I don't have to be the most creative person in the room every single time. I can learn from other industries what they're doing. Netflix, I can learn how to adapt my business. Uber, rather than taxi. I can learn how to adapt for what the people want. Audiobooks rather than going to Barnes and Nobles to buy a book. These are all things that all they did was shorten the process. You're missing the big picture if you think they're doing anything else. They're shortening the process and giving the people what they want, right? Which is access. I give everybody access 24/7. You have access right here to me 24/7. So when you buy a car from me, when you get real estate from me, when you're one of my tenants, when you're one of my clients that I'm coaching, right? You're not necessarily paying for the information. Great, I'm going to give you all the information anyway. You're paying for the access. I give you access to everything, access to me 24/7 as a sales professional, right? So that's what you're paying for. When you get somebody on there like Ken Walls, you're not paying for the information. He gives out a lot of it for free. You're paying for the access so that he can give you the personal touch to be able to tell you how to adapt it to your business, right? Because I don't always know what you're saying on these lives. I don't have the time to watch a 2-hour that we're going on right now live to get this information. So I'd rather pay you for an hour of your time that turns into 3, right? That you can give me the personal access and be able to, basically nurture what I need to my specific, wants, needs, and desires. And you're always able to do that for me. So again, I appreciate you. Look at that. I gave you a compliment without taking a shot.
I love it, dude. I love it. Well, I love you, dude. And you're like, you're helping me right now too. So like that's dude, that's what it's about. We help each other. Like,
cool. I'm going to PayPal you my bill then. How much did I help you?
Go ahead. I don't know. However much you need, man. Just send me.
I know. I'm only joking, but
So hey, we're losing in our audience, man. We're
sure, because they all fell asleep 2 hours.
Not only that, like it's dinner time and I got to eat. My wife pot roast. I smell it, dude. I got to go.
I got things I got to do with the kids. So
hey, I love you, dude. Appreciate you. Appreciate the hell out of you, man. You're a good dude, man. What's it been? Year and a half we've been friends. No,
February.
Yeah, year and a couple of months.
Let's not press our luck. We haven't got there yet.
I know. I mean, I don't know. I'm buying a car from you now, man. I don't know if you better stay. You better stay my friend.
I got you, buddy. We're good. No worries at all.
I know.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Love you guys.
Don't hang up yet, dude. Don't hang up. We'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Appreciate y'all.